Hello, all my CEO babes. We are doing so much work when it comes to building our online coaching business within 30 days. This challenge has been amazing. This challenge is continuing to be amazing. And I really hope that you love this challenge as much as I do. Really, I would just really love for you to just celebrate your wins in the comments below. Tell me what you're learning. Tell me any aha moments, breakthrough moments in the comments below. It really just encourages me to continue to do what I do. And I love what I do, but it's great to know that, you are getting the best value from what I can provide, but more importantly, you are learning, right? Because when it comes to building your online coaching business, I know what it takes and I know it can be challenging. And this is primarily the reason why I created this challenge, so that you don't have to feel lost, you don't have to feel confused, but you have a step-by-step strategy and a step-by-step tool set in order for you to build your coaching business in 30 days, because it can happen, it will happen, and it already has happened for you. So you already know the drill. Without further ado, go ahead and sign up with our bit.ly/clients on autopilot. Really just this is a great place for us to send you these recordings, to send you our workbooks, our tool sets, and really just provide as much value that we want to give to you. Because at the end of the day, you can watch these videos and, say, for example, you'd say, I'm just going to watch these videos later on, but you don't want to go through social media and try to find all these videos. You will actually get them sent directly to your email, and basically you get to have them personally on your email, and you get to carry these trainings 100% of the way for you and your coaching business. So go ahead and sign up there. And also, more importantly, when I come out with my top secret project that is coming out pretty soon, you guys would get exclusive access to my top secret project that I'm working on, and you guys would be the first one to know. So I'm really excited to come out with this when it does come out, and I would really love for you to just be the first ones to hear about it. And if you're loving these videos, you're loving these trainings, then you're actually going to really love the top secret project that I am working on. So it's just a quick one too. Go ahead and sign up with the link below, bit.ly/clients on autopilot. It's either above or below this video, whatever I decide to do. Feel free to sign up and we will get you taken care of with that. And so really, I just have a very special request. If you really love these videos, I pour my heart into them, I try my best, I really just think to myself, and like genuinely, like I think to myself, I'm like, okay, what do I talk about today? What do my students need help in? I really think about you guys pretty much all the time. And so I really want to just ask a special request. If you guys love these videos and you're loving the value that you're learning, please don't keep me a secret. Please just go ahead and just, screenshot this video. Go ahead and tag me at Tina Lopez Coaching on Instagram. Post it to your Instagram stories, and basically this will allow me to see you. Go ahead and check your profile out, but more importantly, this will also allow me to just post you onto my Instagram stories, post you so that you can get exposure and audience to my audience. And so this is my quick way for me to help you. And all I ask is just, screenshot, post it on Instagram stories, tag me at Tina Lopez Coaching, so that you can get, that wonderful exposure to my audience. And if you're not already following me at Tina Lopez Coaching, click that follow button. I have great content there as well. And if you're on Clubhouse, follow me at Clubhouse at Tina Lopez too. So without further ado, let's kind of move on. I really want to talk to you today about mindset, really about how do you shift your mindset to attract your next $10,000 month in your coaching business. And first and foremost, I really like to speak from a place of credibility. Like, I have been an individual that, I've closed deals from anywhere from $3,000, $5,000, $10,000 to $15,000 programs, coaching programs, a mixture of my own and from the businesses that I've worked under. As an online business coach, it's really important to have credibility and experience. I've worked in multiple different places. I was one of the top sales business reps for a Fortune 100 company, and I've led teams of 20 to 30 people. And basically, I know what it takes. Excuse the alarm if you can hear that, but I know what it takes to really have this mindset, because when it comes to running your coaching business, honestly, what I would tell you, running a business is 80% mindset and 20% skill set. Like, truly, it is very difficult for you to accomplish anything in this world if you don't have the mindset to do it. And let's kind of really address the mindset things that may come up for you as you test your ability in sales, as you test your ability in your business. Here's some things that will just, pop up, right? You'll have some limiting beliefs. You have some self-sabotage come up. You'll have some money, money shoots, or I would call it money shoots that you would call. And really, it comes out in ways that you don't even expect. And it's really good for it to come out, right? Because how are we supposed to know what is happening if we don't know? Right? So it's really important for you to be aware of these limiting beliefs, of these self-sabotage actions, of these money shoots that just decide to show up and pop up. And, it really does, suck. It sucks to have all these things come in the way, but it's important for you to address them. And one of the things that I really want you to know, and this is from a deep-seated place of experience and just, more than anything, wisdom that I could pass on to you, is that no clients or no business, no social media, no task in business is an emergency. This is something that I really had to tell myself from a very deep and personal place. But it's really important for you, like, as you are getting clients, like, no business, no clients, nothing of that is more important than yourself, is no important than your mental health, your self-care, your ability to take care of yourself. Because sometimes what I've realized when it comes to the coaching industry is that individuals actually tend to get very burnt out when it comes to being on social media 24/7, trying to get their next client. And this is not the model that I actually recommend for anyone to do, primarily because, you being from a place of burnout, you being from a place of exhaustion, like, I can tell you very honestly, you will not manifest your clients. If anything, you would probably steer clear of them. And it makes sense because, from the client perspective, you wouldn't want to work with someone that is overexhausted, burnt out, and just not from a good place, right? So it's really important for you to just know throughout this entire process that it's really critical for you to take care of yourself. And I do not say this lightly. Listen to the words that come out to come out of my mouth. Do take your self-care very seriously. And I say this to not be rude, but I say this because your mental health, your ability to show up in your business depends on you, right? It depends on your ability to show up, take care of yourself so that you can show up in the best way possible. Because how the hell are you going to be able to show up and serve your clients if you're not coming from a place of love? Right? If you're not coming from a place from self-care. And, this is so important to me. This is by far probably one of the of all the trainings that I'm, doing for you guys, this is probably the most important one that I genuinely recommend for you to do. And, when it comes to self-care, simple things like boundaries, being able to not be on social media after, 6 o'clock, or we're not being on social media from the moment that you wake up, right? Like, let's be honest, maybe some of us have, we have our phones right next to our bed, and the moment we wake up, we pull up Instagram, we pull up Twitter, we pull up Facebook. It is just not a good use of your time. Like, seriously, set hard boundaries for you to really take care of yourself throughout this entire process. And really what I'm going to tell you from a deep-seated place is that just know that where you're heading is so much greater than maybe what you're doing right now, and it's all serving a purpose. Now, I went on a little bit of a rant on that end, primarily because I'm just so passionate about self-care and really taking care of yourself and not being burnt out in your business. But let's kind of get into, some tactical things you should know so that you can shift your business to its next 10K month within your coaching business. So the first thing that I'm going to recommend is actually visualize. So the really great thing about visualization is that you can actually literally have all your senses. You can feel, touch, smell, hear, and I can't remember the fifth sense, but you can basically have these senses means you step into your vision, because as you visualize, you legitimately are kind of like future pacing. You're putting yourself in that place where, you can actually imagine yourself, maybe closing the deal, maybe getting to that place where you are having that time and financial freedom that you're wanting, where you're having that place where you are serving the clients that you love and you get to love what you do. Maybe whatever your vision is, whether it be quitting your job, going to Hawaii, traveling the world, whatever that may be, let yourself step into that place, right? Because the really cool thing, if you know anything about quantum physics, or if you know anything about, I'm sure you know, I think a lot of things about the universe, is that, you know, there is no past and there is no future. And if you guys are listening to this, you're like, what the hell am I talking about? Then I'm going to actually recommend a book called A Happy Pocket Full of Money. It's a great book. But anyways, there is no past and there is no future. There's only this eternal now, right? You're only at the place where you are centered now, right? So what does this mean? This means that when there is just this consistent now, which is this present moment, you watching this video, just know that you've already accomplished what you said you want to accomplish. And I personally like to use I am statements. For example, you know, I am a millionaire. I'm a billionaire. I am a wealth conscious person. I'm abundance. I'm wealth. I'm pure joy. Like, use these I am statements and you will genuinely feel as though you are. You will attract your thoughts because you manifest the thoughts that you have, right? So be very conscious of what you choose to think, what you choose to visualize. And it's really great for you to know that if you can live within your present, if you can live in the future and in the past, then, and there's only this internal now, then you can know from a very deep-seated place that you've already accomplished what you said to accomplish. So why worry, right? Think about this. If you already know that you're going to accomplish, you know, your next 10K month because you tell yourself that you have, and you've already visualized and lived through it, then why worry about having your next 10K month? You've already had it. Does that make sense? Like, let me know in the comments if that makes sense and if you have any experience with this, right? Now, the second thing that I'm going to recommend is detachment, because what we attach ourselves to, we repel, and what we resist actually persists. And this is very critical because when it comes to sales and when it comes to certain outcomes in your business, what I've noticed lead to burnout with a lot of coaches that I know is that they attach themselves to the sale. They attach themselves to whether or not the client says yes or no on the sales call. And that doesn't feel good. Like, let's be very, like, really honest here. That doesn't feel good to attach yourselves to, you know, and circumstances that's not within your control, because it's important for you to know that that is not within your control. You cannot force the client to say yes. You cannot force the client to say no. You can only do the things that are within your control, like practice, learn, adapt, adjust. Like, you can only do the things that are within your control. So why attach yourself to certain outcomes that are not within your control? Like, it logically does not make sense, right? And it's easier said than done, because I know what it feels like when you're on a sales call. You've put so much work, so much energy into your offer, and, you know, a client says no, and it feels as though a missing piece was just like shot, and you're just like, why did you say no, right? I get it, right? But that does not mean that we attach ourselves to the situation. That does not mean that we go ahead and do it. And, you know, you may be asking yourself, like, Tina, okay, that's great and all, but how do I do that? I wish I can say it's easier said than done. Or actually, I would say it's easier said than done, because when it comes to detaching yourself, it's a lot of self-talk. Like, I legitimately self-talk to myself, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a crazy thing, but it's a thing that actually, you know, I tell myself, you know, whether certain things didn't pan out in my life or in my business, I actually genuinely have self-compassion for myself. And I actually recommend for you to read this book called Self-Compassion by Dr. Christine Neff. And if you have Amazon Prime, I believe you can get it with your Amazon Prime subscription. Double check that for me if you have the time. But basically, when it comes to self-compassion, I like to say this mantra, like, and the way I do it is, like, you know, you want to acknowledge what happened, because what you resist persists, right? So if you are avoiding a certain thought, if you're avoiding a certain outcome for some reason, some way, it just persists, and it's just like, let's go, right? Acknowledge it, right? So, you know, I would acknowledge and say, hey, Tina, I acknowledge the fact that, you know, you're going through this, and I recognize that it's hard, right? I actually like to say this out loud. I recognize that it's hard, difficult, painful, whatever the feelings that you are having, because you're not only acknowledging the thought, but you're acknowledging the feelings that are associated with that thought, and you want to acknowledge that, right? And then the second portion to this mantra is really just know that you're not in isolation. You're not alone in this. So a second statement that I say is, Tina, you're not the only one going through this. And it's okay. You are truly not the only person that's going through this hardship, that's going through this challenge, and it is okay. Right? Now, the third step that I actually like to tell myself when I have this self-talk is I say, may you give yourself the self-compassion to bless and release and let this go. Right? So let's kind of just put this all together. So, Tina, I know what you're going through right now. I acknowledge that certain thoughts and certain feelings are happening right now, and it may feel hard, it may feel painful, it may feel, overwhelming. But I want you to know from a deep-seated place that what you're going through, you're not alone in this process. Other people, individuals have gone through what you've gone through, and you're not alone, right? And may you give yourself the self-compassion you need to bless, release this, and let this go, right? And this genuinely, truly works for me. And this is going to work for you, really, especially if you just have someone say no. This is a great tool for you to be rejection proof, simply because you're acknowledging the situation, you're addressing it, you're not feeling alone, but you're also allowing yourself to forgive, you're allowing yourself to let yourself go, right? And if you want to be detached, if you want to be rejection proof, then we got to address and acknowledge the things that are actually attaching ourselves to, right? Detachment is one of the things that I've definitely had challenges with, but it's one of the things that I think is so critical and so important to your success that once you detach yourself, it will feel as though a weight has literally lifted off your shoulders, which leads me to, being rejection proof. Rejection proof is easier said than done. Like, you have to do the work. You have to do the hard work. Like, every time a sales call didn't close, what I would do is I would not only tell myself the self-compassion mantra, but I would actually, re-listen to my calls. And I know it's probably like, ugh, I don't want to hear myself speak, but if you want to learn, you got to do the work, right? If you want to learn, you got to address what's not working. And so being rejection proof is also about doing the work, being detached, but also not repeating the same mistakes that, have happened in the past. And they're not mistakes, actually, let me catch myself. They're lessons. Like, not repeating the lessons that you've learned, if that makes sense, so that when you actually go on your next call or go on your next endeavor, you have the tools to genuinely help you through this process. So I know this is a long-winded video, but I really just wanted to show up on this live, talk to you about the mindset shifts that I think have definitely helped me with shifting your next 10K month. And this is just tools that I've used when it comes to closing anywhere deals from $3,000 to $15,000. I have done it, and I do know that these tools work. They work for me, and I really hope that they work for you. Let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite tool that you got from this video, and what are you going to start implementing today, right? Because there's no better time than now, the eternal now. So start doing today, right now. And so with that being said, today and right now, go ahead and sign up for our bit.ly/clients on autopilot. This is a great resource for us, for you to essentially just get all these recordings, get all the workbooks, get all the tools, and just have a toolbox to start your online coaching business, fast track it within 30 days, and you get access to this exclusively sent to your email, and you will also get an exclusive invitation on my top secret, super secret project that I'm working on, and I'm really excited to showcase this to you when it does come out, and you guys would be the first one to know to get this invitation. So I'm super excited. Let's go ahead and get you started, and really just let's crush 2021. Anyways, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.